Good morning everyone, it's Jane here. How are you? I thought I'd just come and do a swatching video with a bit of a difference today. I'm talking about a particular line of inks that relate to our Australian $10 note. They're made by Robert Oster and they're called $10 inks, and there's 4 in the series. But they're yellow, what are they called? Gold, green, blue and teal, and it's to sort of represent the colours in this note. Now the 2 people on our note, Mary Gilmore, she was an author and a poet and a journalist, and she had quite the career. So she was, I'm just reading some notes here too that I've got. So she campaigned for a wide range of like social and economic reforms here in Australia in earlier years, and particularly such as voting for women, old age and invalid pensions, and then child endowment, which is for families who earn under a certain income level here in Australia. They get a little bit of money for each child they have just to help support that family. And then the improved treatment of returned service people and our First Nations people as well. So she did quite a bit in her career. Now the other person on the other side of this is called Banjo Patterson. And Banjo Patterson was also a poet, an author, a journalist, and he was most known for his 2 poems, Waltzing Matilda and The Man of Snowy River. Now they actually made a film many years ago, probably over 30 years ago now, called The Man of Snowy River, and it's based on that poem of his. So in a region close to where he lived, but where he was actually talking about his poem and describing it and everything. So there's that. So these are the colours of the note. Our money here in Australia is plastic, so it's quite sturdy. But see, you can see a bit of the gold and the green and the teal and the blue. So this is what Robert Oster has tried to sort of imitate, I guess, these colours. So I'll put that to the side. So we'll swatch and we'll do a little bit of a writing sample for each one. I'm just going to put them in order so I know what I'm doing. So first one we're doing is the $10 gold. Sorry, just looking for things as I go. Okay, and I've actually inked a pen up with just a little bit of each ink so I can do a bit of a writing sample as well. So this is the Robert Oster Gold. It's a really lovely deep mustard yellow colour, I would call it. Really lovely. I've got it in my Lamy Safari, in Cozy, Cream, and it has a broad nib on it. So that's the first one. Now the next one we're looking at is the Robert Oster $10 green. I haven't got a lot left of these inks either because I filled a little bit in the pen, and then I've done some swatching which I'll show you in a while. I also did chromatography on them, chromatography strips, just to see what they looked like and what sort of came out. So we'll have a look at that in a while too. So this is the Robert Oster green. It's quite a bright, vibrant green. I've got it in a Twisby Go with a medium nib. So that's the second one. Now the third one, I really love this one. It's called the $10 teal, and it's a really pretty colour, just gorgeous. Look at that blue, isn't it gorgeous? So I actually put this one in a stub nib. So, Robert Oster. This one is teal. It's bright, it's light. Flows very nicely, and I've got it in a Twisby Eco with a 1.1 stub nib. And the last one I've got is the Robert Oster $10 blue. I might do the writing sample first for this. So it's also a really lovely blue. Robert Oster blue. Well, it's actually $10. They're all $10 inks, so they've got $10 before the actual colour. And this is in the Pilot Cocoon. It has a medium nib. So it's nice. I've got just a little bit of ink in each pen just to sort of try them out a little bit and see how I like them. Really love this colour, but when I show you some swatch cards, you'll see it's very similar, not the same, but similar to another ink that I have. And I did them on swatch cards to sort of show you, so because sometimes the camera doesn't always pick up the true colour of something, and how you're looking at it on a computer screen can vary greatly as well. So that's why I thought if you've got these other other inks in your collection, you can kind of get a bit of a gauge as to what these $10 inks look like. So we're going to do, the first one is the Robert Oster $10 gold. And as you can see, it's a, what I call it like a real mustard coloured ink. It's very much a goldy mustard colour. Next one we've got is the $10 green. It's a bright, vibrant, sort of a lime green, apple green, I guess you could call it. This one is the Robert Oster $10 teal. It's really pretty, just gorgeous. And then we have the $10 blue, which is just a lovely deep blue ink. Now, I'm just going to move this aside for a bit while it dries. I've got some comparisons here for you. So we've got our Robert Oster gold we've got our Kyono Oto Yamapukuri. At first I thought, oh, it looks a lot like the honeybee. It's nothing like the honeybee. And then we've got our Ferris wheel press buttered popcorn. So they're just some yellow inks that I swatched that I thought just to compare them to. It's very much in this mustard sort of family, I would call it. Very similar to the Kyono Oto Yamapukuri, but it's lighter. And it's just a really pretty gold colour. It doesn't have as much orange in it as the honeybee. So that's the first comparison that I wanted to show you. The second one, and I don't have a lot of green, these types of green inks. So that's the Robert Oster $10 gram. This is the Robert Oster Citrus, and this is the Van Diemen's Apple Island Green. So I think this would be, I don't have a swatch card of it and I don't have a sample of it anymore, but I think it would be very similar to Diamine. Is it called Apple Glory? It's sort of in the colour family, I'd say. And I thought, oh, it's very similar to Robert Oster Citrus, but it's not. It's completely different. I hope that's showing up on camera. So that's the next one. And this is the Robert Oster $10 teal, and this is the, oh no, wrong one. And this is the Robert Oster Morning Mist. Now when I was first watching this, I thought, oh, that's what it reminds me of, but if I hold them up together to you, you can see they're very different. I'd say the $10 teal is brighter, more vibrant, and has a little bit more green in it. This almost has like a dark sort of red sheen around in some parts of it. It has a little bit more depth to it, the Morning Mist. So that's that comparison. And then lastly, we've got the Robert Oster $10 blue. We've got Robert Oster Fire and Ice, and another one that I thought I'd compare it to that was similar is the KWZ Walkover Vistula. So they're in that same sort of colour family and those same sort of hues, but this Robert Oster $10 blue doesn't appear to have any sheen, whereas the Robert Oster Fire and Ice is a very heavy sheen. It has like a lovely red sheen to it. And the KWZ Walkover Vistula is once again very similar, maybe a little bit darker, but it has a bit of a red sheen too. So that's those three. So that's the $10 tier blue, sorry, apologies. The Robert Oster Fire and Ice and the KWZ Walkover Vistula. So what do you think? I'll put them all out here so you can have a little look. See what you think. I'll try and get them all They're lovely, aren't they? I really enjoyed swatching them and looking at them. Hopefully, oh, I might have to move them up a bit. So I've also, as I said, I've also done, oh, now I can't get them to behave and sit in order. I've also done some chromatography strips on them as well that I'll show you. Sorry about this, it's taking a lot more organising than I thought. There you go. You get the idea. So here's the $10 gold, here's the green, here's the teal, and here's the blue over here. So you get a bit of a sense of what the colours would look like. Now, here is I did this, this is my new Hobonichi A6. It goes from April through, I think, to June next year. And so I've just been doing some, I don't know, some sampling in here. So for these circles, Leanne likes, she does she has a metal cup thing, and I've seen a few other people try to do it as well. And what I discovered for me was a lid of a drink bottle that was flat. So that's worked well. That's what I've been using. Also did a bit of a, pen test to see how long it was going to take for the ink to dry. It was quite a wet ink, but I had it in a broad nib as well. So as far as chromatography goes, it started out where I put the initial line down. It's quite grey, and then it sort of goes through to this peachy colour, a very, very pale yellow, and then a deep mustard. So I thought that was interesting. The next one, the $10 green. There wasn't a lot going on with this. Faint line there where I initially laid the ink down, and it sort of almost straight away went into these green colour. You can see a very small amount of yellow, and then a little tiny bit of blue up here. Hopefully you can see that. And it was still wet after 30 seconds as well. This is Tomoe River paper on this, so it took a little while to dry. Now this $10 teal, I loved that. I could see the green in it. It's just beautiful. It was also wet, but once again I had it in a stub nib. Here's the initial line that I laid down here. A sort of pale blue, little bit of a greeny blue, and then a lot of turquoise in that one. But I can see that this would be a lovely shader. So that's gorgeous. And then this is the $10 blue. So here's where I initially put the line down, and you can actually see pink in this one, which I wasn't expecting to see. So grey, pink, a bit of pale green, and then it moves into this beautiful turquoise blue. And out of the four, it was probably the driest. It probably, yeah, I reckon after 30 seconds it would be pretty dry, but so that's that one. So I hope that was helpful, everyone. I really enjoyed swatching these. I'm going to try and put a link below to, I don't think these inks are available overseas. I could be incorrect, but I don't think they are. So I'm actually going to put links to some shops here in Australia that I know are selling these inks if you're interested in purchasing them. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful sort of having a bit of an ink comparison as well, so you can sort of gauge what it would look like. And I hope that you have, sorry, and you can hear my son talking. It's because he's sitting down here as well. He's on his computer playing a game, so I'm sorry about that, apologies, but hopefully you can still hear me. Anyway, take care everyone. I hope wherever you are in the world that you're having a lovely day or evening, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye.